welcome to Wellness and Self Care. In fact, I like the way I'm feeling today. I'm feeling a little, in fact, better refreshed than I was. You know, there was a time I was kind of low. I couldn't participate in the exercise, but this time around I participated, but I did it halfway. And Mr. Team handled the rest. Anyways, on this edition of Wellness and Self Care, as usual, I have with me in the studio. In fact, I want to say this for a period of time, I will be having only her in the studio. It's not easy being with her in the studio. It's not easy. I have to admit it. But we give God all the glory for the grace and strength, you know? So we have in the studio, as always, Mercy Asukwa, the Vibe Queen.
Hi, I've told you Ugochukwu that my new name is Ugochukwu with us.
See,
But you forgot, so I pardon you, Mr.
ladies and gentlemen, I will only give her this, but see my name, molding my name. Nice.
Hi.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, on Wellness and Self Care, as always, we talk about how we did our exercise, our training on Saturday, and then we share it with you. And we're not just sharing it with you for you to keep. We're sharing it with you so that you yourself, if you don't have such an idea for your company, you can bring it up in your company and use it. And not just in your company, you use it in your family as well, because everybody needs to exercise once in a while. Mercy.
Huh?
So let's start from the exercise that we did. How was the exercise? Before we now go into the topic that we have for the day.
The exercise was okay. It was nice because the fact that Mr. Tim allowed us to do one federal.
I give God all the glory.
Mr. Tim allowed us to finish. He said he was looking at that. I was seeing what the rubbish was doing outside. So Mr. Tim now came down with his own and said, okay, now let's exercise. God. I've told you guys that. That Mr. Tim is like the vibe of all
Yeah,
this
the
exercise.
spark.
And did you know that he did not just come empty-handed? He came with drinks. It's like, so now there's refreshment for people that's going to do the second round of exercise. So if you know you don't want to do this exercise, go inside.
Go inside.
How do you go inside when there were chill drinks
Okay.
inside bucket? So the exercise was nice. It was good. We did the old school dance. Even when I was telling Mr. Tim that this old school dance is for the 90s, it was like, you that you are in this century. Did you bring your dance? Did you bring your dance? And it was okay. At least we had our own share of the drink. Thank you, Mr. Tim. We really appreciate what Mr. Tim now said. You see the part I like in that exercise.
Yeah.
So that Mr. Tim said, if you want extra drink, one person will win.
My people of God, in all sincerity, yes, it came to a point when we had to do a second drill.
Oh, yes,
We did and I'm sure that first drill was 30 minutes.
Yes.
But because thank you, Mr. Tim, for understanding. Thank you also to every other person that understood my plight that day. I was tired. And if I had gone for that next drill, hey, God,
We'll not be there again.
they understood I was recovering and I was given a break. So thank you very much, everybody who understood.
Yeah.
And then it was fun. It was fun as always. And we keep saying it. Do this at home, do this at the office. No, not while work is going on.
Before you go to work in the morning, can just take like 5 minutes of your time and exercise.
If you had yourself, they play our clip. Make you see some kind of small moves.
Yeah, we're going to go with this. He has some nice moves, you know. Just check out the go with this.
No, this one is with the sparks.
Okay, with the sparks.
Yeah.
I'm the one with this. I have
See,
nice.
that's how they messy, JJ. He's messing with this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, on today's edition, we are looking at something we may not really think is an exercise, or something that we may not really think is that important.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times they surprise me where people go say, I hear am well, in all sincerity, you will hear people say, I go to bed late, I go to bed around 1 a.m., I wake up 4 a.m., I'm off to the office. It'll be like, now what they're supposed to give them for, having such a short time to sleep. So today we are discussing sleep. Sleep as an exercise. Mercy, is sleep an exercise to you?
Me, I can barely sleep. I tell people that I have problems sleeping. I can stay 2 days a week and I can't sleep. If I even have what I can even, do you know that sometimes I finish and I'm very tired and I tell myself I want to sleep. See, I have a roommate then. Let me not say a roommate. She's my friend,
Yeah.
Ini. Ini will just says, Mercy, I'm so tired. I want to sleep. I used to tell Ini is a real representation of from your mouth, God's ear. See, once Ini say, I want to sleep, Ini will lie down and Ini has slept off. Like, I used to look at Ini and I used to admire Ini and I'm like, hey, God, where did I go wrong in this life? Oh, because I can barely sleep most times. I can stay awake. I can work the whole day. I can even sleep by 3 and wake up by 4. But then I used to prepare my younger ones for school. I wake up very, very early. Afternoon sleep for me is like, unless I am extremely tired, maybe I have not slept for 2 days, I will not sleep in the afternoon. That afternoon sleep is just roughly like 30 to 15 minutes. I can't even sleep for the whole day. I see some people, my best friend, he will say he's going to go and sleep. Limo can't sleep. Lim can sleep for the whole day. He said he likes sleeping. Sleeping for him is an exercise. So Lim will always go and sleep. Lim will say, see, Mercy, you see this time that is for sleeping. Nothing will cut this sleep off. Some people take it as exercise. I think that, but in all round, exercise is like the ultimate of them all. Because if you exercise, do all this, and you don't sleep, what's the gain? You haven't gained anything. So I feel like if you can't sleep, for people that I will not call name, for people that 6 a.m. they are up, 3, 4 a.m. in the night, they are still awake. Before you know that, you think that something is chasing them. If you can sleep, sleep. Because if you don't sleep now, at your young age, when you're old, it will affect you. They say sleeping is more than gold.
Yeah.
So if you can't sleep, leave the I cannot sleep for people like us that are struggling to sleep. But for you that can sleep, unless you have it and you're not saying it, but I feel like if you can sleep, why not? I think sleeping is the best exercise anybody, because I know most times if I'm having headache and I'm able to sleep, that's the best thing I have for myself.
Okay, the program is wellness and self-care, and what we're preaching today is try as much as possible to make good use of your time to sleep. Because as much as Mercy says she is unable to, or she has not been able to sleep well, or she doesn't have that culture of sleeping well, I'm sure she will agree to the fact that those moments she's able to sleep, there's something called a refreshing that happens to the body.
Yes.
A friend of mine was saying that what sleeping does, first of all, let's recognize the fact that Mercy came to this show with a drink.
Yes, Asuko, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity. So, guys, every time I tell Ochuku that if you're hosting me in this your show, please, can you get me a drink? Ochuku say he did not promise me. So, guys, today I decided to come with my own drink. Cheers.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, the good thing about it is that Nami tell Una say she carried you. So you be the judges. So I was saying that a man once told us, there was this seminar, and he said that sleeping is like you go to bed like a disorganized or scattered library.
Yes.
A lot of books. You've visited the library, you've taken one book from here to the other. Nobody has put it in place. But you see that sleep.
Yeah.
That sleep is like the librarian taking his time to arrange those books back in place. And that's why if you check, when you wake up from sleep, you don't, that very first, if care is not taking, very first maybe 20 to 30 seconds, you don't even remember who hurt you, who you're owing, who you did this, or who, you don't remember anything.
Yeah.
Your mind is blank. It is you who now starts reconnecting, starts dotting here and there.
Yeah.
So it means that to a very great extent, sleep is very important.
Do you know, Ochuku, I feel like most times some people like fear their sleep. Like some people fear sleeping because most people do have nightmares. So some people would rather like stay awake. Some people will tell you that I'd rather stay awake than sleep. For me, Do you know I like my sleep?
Hmm.
People say don't eat in the dream, but I remember there was a time.
I'm just trying not to imagine what you.
There was a time, yeah, when I was little and like then. Because I didn't really like food, and sometimes when I come back from school in the afternoon, it's either my uncle liked beans and either beans and yam, beans and spaghetti. I love beans. I think that was what made like beans my favorite food. I really love beans, but my uncle was doing it too much. I think the one I hated most was beans and yam separately. And then there's this beans we have in Calabar. I've forgotten the name, but it's small. It's like iron beans, very tiny like this. If you even see it, you think that beans cannot get done. My uncle uses it separate with, but that beans cannot be very soft. It will still be strong. Yes. So my uncle always prepare beans and yam separately called, and I hate yam. So my uncle prepares. So most times when I come back from school, I'll tell myself that I feel like eating fried rice and chicken, and I'll go to bed.
You now finish the work there. I'm trying not to have you complete the story, but it's looking like that's where I said it.
I don't sleep. Do you know that about like at first I was thinking that maybe it's nothing, but I started saying that each time I say I want to eat something and I go to bed in my dream, they'll say it's witchcraft. But to be sincere, I'm all grown up now and I don't have witchcraft, and maybe, but now I just feel like things are even expensive in the dream land because lately I haven't seen any food, anything to eat. Do you understand?
So, but that means that on a normal day now, you shouldn't complain that you're hungry. After all, late in the night, you go and eat up now. That's what you're saying now.
Now, do you know what I do for myself? Do you know that no matter when I sleep, even if I sleep by 8 o'clock, I must wake up by 11. Even if I sleep by 10, I must wake up by 11, 12 to eat. I have a very bad eating habit.
11, 12 p.m.?
Yes, in the night to eat. No matter the time I sleep, I like eating late night. That's why sometimes I do have biscuits. But
see, don't imitate our wellness and self-care. They say eating late is not good though.
Yes, eating late is not good. Some people too bad. I see some people saying, oh, I'm hungry, and then they won't eat. They'll go and lie down and sleep. I feel like if you eat, you will be able to sleep well. Yeah. Your stomach will not bite you. Nothing will happen to you. So that's why I say, for sleeping, sleeping is the best exercise. But I feel like, why some people, not me, nothing concern me with nightmares. I feel like why some people cannot really sleep is because at the other side, it's not really rosy for them. You hear some people have nightmare. I had a roommate, then if she's sleeping, she'll be screaming. You get that. Sometimes
what if it was trauma? Situation of trauma, yeah. Because
I feel like sometimes it's trauma. You get sometimes it's like there was this girl Miriam. Then she's dead. May her soul rest in peace. Then Miriam, even if little sleeping in the class, the one where junior school, she's sleeping in the class, you hear her shouting. And one time I was like, Miriam, what's the problem? I can see that you can barely sleep. She said, at home like this, that her uncle don't used to allow her sleep. So in the night, she's scared of like sleeping at night because she's scared that her uncle might come inside her room. So that trauma, already in your head is already started. Yeah. You get that you go sleep too much and something feels up. So like I feel like a whole lot of things are going on. Some people that like they are being abused physically. You know that thing where maybe you're annoyed. That's the case. Exactly. Yeah. You've annoyed your auntie or your uncle, and then they know that okay, sure you are going to go and sleep. They did it always. So there's this man, she'll come in the night. When you are sleeping, she will not beat you. See, I think as a child, I like that when I do something, beat me there. Because I know that if you don't beat me there, you will come at night. So, so some people have that thing, especially people that stay with their auntie and their uncle. They cannot really sleep because they know that, okay, some of those people don't even get to even have a choice if they want to sleep or not. Yeah. Because imagine you staying with somebody. The people's children will go and sleep. 8 o'clock, their bedtime. Don't you ever the one that won't go and sing for them? Then when they go and sleep, you go and wash clothes. You go and do this one. 3 a.m. you are still working. Maybe that small time you go and sleep. 4 o'clock you have to wake up for them to prepare them to go to school. Then work starts again the next day. You work till night. And then when do you get the time? That's why you see them sometimes they'll be looking like they are not eating. They'll look malnourished, everything in their body. You see one small child because they do work, maybe say elders supposed to, they look like one old woman or something. And sometimes you will not blame them. Sometimes some of their auntie beats them for sleeping.
Be like,
Do you understand? Imagine beating somebody for sleeping. You're sleeping too much. You're sleeping too much. The only thing you know how to do is sleep, sleep, sleep. Do you understand?
I think they too won't sleep.
Do you understand? Like, that's the only time these people get to come out from their reality. Do you know that part? Some people build a different reality for themselves in their dream world. Like, that's the only place where they get to be happy.
Freedom.
Yes. That's the only time they get to be happy. That's the only time they get to be
I feel like sharing this. Like, sincerely, I don't know if there's any doctor out there that will refute what this doctor said to me. You're free to let us know. But the doctor said, if you're the type that struggles with sleep, or you don't try to get enough sleep while you're young, it go reach when you go old.
Yeah.
You could be like, say, that sleep you did beg them, but they come again.
Really?
Because at that point in time, I don't know how to say it. Maybe you have lost those things that you can have as your control to pull sleep to yourself. So any doctor out there, I beg, make you let us know. Because I can't use I use my one of my relations, do you get? There was a time we spent a period of time with them.
Yeah.
You go waka like this, she don't dey elderly.
Yeah.
You go waka like this, thinking say she don't sleep.
Yeah.
She go say, I've been seeing you. Do you get it? At some point you think she be lying. Because for your mind you agree say, this person don't dey inside this room since.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But truly she dey see you. So it is not a good thing if we will carry a mental old age. So we really need to do our best possible to see that we get enough sleep now that we are young. Do you understand? There are a lot of things. Even Bible will tell you, do this while you're young. Do that one while you're young. So sleep too. Catch it while you're young. Don't go through away. And there are some tips that some persons have shared. Some will tell you, do some counting. Counting may not work. Some will tell you, the one where they work for me, I won't tell you lies. Though for work environments now, let's say never to work. But for house, where I'm in the house, only me in my room, in my space, I will just put cool music.
Okay.
We just they play, they go. And sometimes too, the bad one, which I try as much as possible not to get used to. I just put a movie.
Okay. So, like, I remember when I was when little, then we used to do morning prayer in the morning and in the evening. So that evening time, we'll be watching the word active. The next day, my mom would just say, on the television, let's pray. Me, I just the time Mr. Precious, and we just stand up, turn, keep my head on this. And you know the funny thing about praying when you're sleeping? Yeah. When you reach your turn, there's this angel that wake you up and you got. No, you just say, I'm telling you, just say, Hail Mary, full of pepper. You just say another person respond, Hail Mary. You think you don't know what you're saying, mom. You see, having prayers, but family prayer, and then my mother will pray, my auntie will pray, like competition, they will pray, they have to just be, the only thing I know that I used to hear in that prayer when I was like, Amen, Amen, Amen. My mother say, you're sleeping, ma.
Hello, welcome to Wellness and Self-Care. In fact, I like the way I'm feeling today. I'm feeling a little, in fact, better refreshed than I was. There was a time I was kind of low. I couldn't participate in the exercise. But this time around, I participated, but I didn't have it. I'm Mr. Team, and the rest. Anyways, on this edition of Wellness and Self-Care, as usual, I have with me in the studio. In fact, I want to say this, for a period of time I will be having only her in the studio. It's not easy being with her in the studio. It's not easy, I have to admit it. But we give God all the glory for the grace and strength, So we have in the studio as well. We have come to the end of the show given by, even the signals we're getting from there. So it is very important to take home as much as possible to get some sleep. As you're doing your exercises, get some sleep. No matter how small, try and get some sleep. And then those of us, the employers, try to make it the help all this, especially our bank people. Now then they suffer this thing fast.
I'm telling you.
They help them small. I beg. Because now when they okay, And then if you work for you, well, don't go with the operation and say, hey, if they come out, you get plenty of other people out there where you go employ if the person come
It's
out.
not so.
Please, oh, please, let's value ourselves, let's value lives. Okay. Do not forget to like, share, comment, and then subscribe to our YouTube channel, Diaspora Digital Media. You can type in the DDM TV to take you to the same spot. I'm trying to see what I'll do to not to be catching up with me. Until we come again with another edition of Wellness and Self-Care, I remain your host with the sparks. No, before then.
I remain your host.
Thank you for coming now.
Okay, don't thank me. Don't thank me.
Alright, I remain your host with the sparks. Which you could have a lovely spot in the end. Bye for now.